Hey everyone, it is Zentra. Today we're going to talk about chapter 45 of Seraph of the End. But before we do that, I just want to do a quick recap on chapter 44. So in the previous chapter, we have Crowley and Farron that were tracking down Yu, Mika, Shinoa, and the others. Farron told Crowley to go after them, in which he did. Meanwhile, Yu, Mika, and Shinoa and everyone else found out two vampires were tracking them down, and those two of course were Crowley and Farron. So they decided to run away as fast as possible. As they were running, Yu and Mika were talking and they were discussing that who was the mastermind of the Seraph of the End experiment. Was it Farron? Was it Kurita? Was it Gurin? Or maybe it was someone else, but we don't know yet. But eventually Crowley met up with them and is now actually fighting against everyone at this point. And that's where the chapter begins here now. Let's discuss chapter 45, Sisters of the Sangu Household. So we're first introduced with the Japanese Imperial Demon Army prison, where we have Aoi Sangu heading to a prisoner, but we don't know who that is yet. So she asks if the prisoner is still there, and the guard says he is, but he's been very quiet these days. The prisoner is actually Shinya Hiragi, who I personally haven't seen him since the anime, and some of you might have not seen him since the manga from earlier chapters. Aoi had a message for Shinya, but Shinya wanted to question Aoi's loyalty and her ambitions. And the questions are you loyal to Kurito? And do you think that Kurito, what he did by sacrificing people's lives for the Seraph of the End experiment, was truly justified? And she said that it was. Shinya is actually making these points is because he believes that in the Hiragi family, since he was actually a adopted member, he believes that the Hiragi family is actually using their power to bully people versus using their power to make the world a better place. Shinya also questioned Aoi's thoughts and ambitions by asking her what are her thoughts on sacrificing someone like her sister Mitsubi. And she says that she doesn't really care, and she thinks that anybody that is a failure to her noble family is someone that is deemed useless. And that is what he expected from a noble family. Getting to the chase of things, Aoi told Shinya that Kurito and Gurin are coming back to Shinjuku and are going to potentially meet Shinya once again. Now, when Shinya heard Gurin come to Shinjuku, he is now thinking of what happened earlier, whether it's from, again, early chapters from what you've read or from what you watched from the anime, that he became a demon during that time when they were fighting within the experiment confrontation, and he is questioning what are Gurin's motivations and what is he trying to accomplish. We all don't know, just like Shinya. So returning to the fight that we have been waiting for, Crowley has finally arrived and now is about to fight Mitsuba, Shinoa, Shiho, Yoichi, and Narumi, which we all know it's still a one-sided fight and for Crowley's favor. So Mitsuba is questioning how did she survive from Crowley's dash attack. Crowley, from what we're seeing, is very excited to meet everyone again and excited to fight. And everybody at this point starts to attack Crowley because Mitsuba is hanging on to him, distracting while they're trying to attack him. Mitsuba is saying, get out of here, this is pointless, you guys are gonna get killed if you stay and fight against Crowley. But everyone is basically saying, we're gonna stay with you and try to fight alongside you. But with all the attacks that they're shooting at, with Yoichi shooting his arrows, Shiho using his dual-wield blades, and Narumi using his spear, all these attacks are just not affecting Crowley whatsoever. And Crowley at this point is just trolling. He doesn't really care. At this point, Crowley is just testing their abilities to see what they can do, because all what Crowley wants is just a really good, exciting fight. Everybody, again, is just using all their special abilities, and all these abilities are just not working against Crowley whatsoever. Mitsuba is still hanging on to Crowley, but Crowley is starting to get impatient and saying that if you don't let go of me, I'm going to take off your arms. Once he struck against Mitsuba, Shinoa comes in and saves the day, preventing her from getting injured. And that is actually the end of the chapter. Chapter 45, a very quick chapter, seeing Shinya once again, but in prison, and talking to Aoi about loyalty, but also about Gurin and Kurito coming to potentially meet him. Whereas we have a one-sided fight of Crowley versus Shinoa, Yoichi, Mitsuba, Shiho, and Narumi. At this point, he's just trolling them. He's not even trying whatsoever. And I believe as though he's probably going to wait until Ferret's coming. So he's not trying. So then at least when Ferret comes, then they could pick and choose who they want to capture. Because we don't know exactly who they want. I'm assuming, again, it's Mika and Yu, but they may want more besides those two. But other than that, that was a very quick chapter. It was a solid one. I can't wait for chapter 46. It should be a lot more fun. there should be way more content in the next chapter than we saw from this chapter. So I look forward to reading chapter 46. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please click the like down below. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe for more. And I will see you all next time.